Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you're surrounded by people who tend to be so annoying and so aggravating and cause so much fucking stress to one's patients, one's physical makeup, that you almost get to the point where you feel like shooting yourself in the fucking face with a potato rifle, or perhaps even running naked through a war zone right over the front line into enemy territory, just so the suffering and torment that is of that conversation ends immediately. Well, Sister Sunshine opened up a room yesterday. To me, it's interesting to listen to Sister Sunshine because one thing I do like about certain theists out there, and I know this may come off unusual being that I'm an atheist, I'm an unbeliever, but I like dealing with people who are consistent. I like dealing with people who actually stick to their damn guns, who say what they think on their mind, and don't fucking change it up over and over. If it's one thing I can't stand, it's Christians who fucking make shit up as they go along. Christians who will say one thing and then 5 minutes later forget what they said before and then say a completely opposite of what they said before. And the reason why they do that is because they don't think about what they're saying in the first place, so they have no investment in remembering what they said before, so whatever comes after is just going to be more bullshit anyway. Now, Sister Sunshine, she is cool. I like listening to her. Whenever she opens her room, I'm more than willing to sit there and listen to her. However, there's this girl that's been basically coming into the room who calls herself Rep or something like that. And she's clearly some goddamn redneck from fucking Arkansas. And I've got no hatred towards Redneck. If you're one of these get her dones or cable guy fans and shit, and you look like you're related to fucking Tater Todd or whatever, so be it, you know. If Jeff Foxworthy is your god or your idol, then so be it, you know. That's fine. That's fine. But what I can't stand, ladies and gentlemen, the thing that fucking buckles me, it makes my goddamn knees buckle and just want to fall into a deep abyss, is when you get you come in interaction with these fucking animals, and no matter how fucking smart you are, no matter how educated or intelligent you are, they are convinced because they have a belief system that somehow it is superior to everything out there. The type of people that if you were to bring a Pentecostal tongue flapper into a room, and then on top of that roll Stephen Hawking in, Christopher Hitchens, Richard Dawkins, Kenneth Miller, and several other extremely bright human beings out there, ladies and gentlemen, into the room, she's the type of redneck that if you were to have some Pentecostal flop around on the fucking floor, urinating himself while speaking in some bullshit tongues that they claim is from the divine superior God, and then you turn around and have Mr. Richard Dawkins talk about biology or zoology, whatever Stephen Hawking feels up to, maybe black holes or something. This does not impress the young redneck from Arkansas. What impresses them is to see some dumbass fucking flop around with barely a tooth in their head, claiming that they're filled with the Holy Spirit. This kind of shit fucking bothers me, ladies and gentlemen. See, ladies and gentlemen, I have this strange idea that if you're an idiot, if you're someone who isn't that intelligent, or you're not well studied, or you just didn't do well in school, you should at least, whenever you are faced with people who are intelligent, who do have an IQ over fucking 5 and a tooth in their head, that you should at least show some kind of respect. There should be some kind of situation where when Redneck is standing next to a person such as Richard Dawkins, you should say, this is a man who has went through college. This is a person who has educated themselves. This is someone who has done something with their life and wishes to make some changes in the world and help us understand the answers of things that we may not know. as opposed to, I believe in an invisible man, and if you don't believe in me, it don't matter how smart you are. I'm smarter because I believe in a mystical, primitive, Bronze Age old religion, and that makes me more important than you. I can't stand that, ladies and gentlemen. That kind of shit just makes me want to fucking hook electric paddles up to my own head and cause myself to go blind and deaf because I can't peer upon such stupidity. It's like a god with holiness. It's like an allergy. I don't want to fucking hear it. It makes me sick. But after a little while of listening to her spit on and go on to her little tirade, as others were in the room and stuff, I finally decided, and I relaxed as an intelligent person does, and I said to myself, there's no reason to get all aggravated at this fucking person. This person feels all important right now in their life because they believe in this crap. This young lady will probably end up getting pregnant and shit and sitting there doing her laundry on fucking strings on the side of the house. She's probably going to sit there wondering 10 years from now what the fuck happened with her life. I'm thinking at probably 40 years old, she'll still be working for like some kind of goddamn nursing home where she's cleaning bedpans and wiping shit off of old people's asses. And when she gets home at night, she'll wonder to herself if she should even pray over the McDonald's that she was barely able to afford. I know, that's cold-blooded, ladies and gentlemen. But I guess sometimes things can be aggravating. I will still continue to go into Sister Sunshine's room, and I know what some of you will say. If there are people like that are actually going to be in the room, you know, someone that kind of reminds you of a yoke-up or whatever, a complete and utter fucking redneck who has nothing to offer or contribute, why would you go in there for? I guess, in a way, I guess I'm a sadist. I guess I'm a masochist. It may appear that way, or maybe it's just that I feel like there might be some hope. But I know, you look at this guy that's in this picture I got in my video and you say, really, Brett, you think that there's some kind of potential and hope? I know, sometimes I even have to question myself on my ideas of trying to help out the human race. It just seems like there's some people out there that would rather swim in their own mud and sewage. But if you don't reach out a hand to try to help folks, if you don't try to do something, then I don't know. Well, peace out, ladies and gentlemen. I'll get back to you later. We'll talk about more important things than bitching and whining and venting.